Okay, I'm going to go over the workflow for creating the relief sculpture from your Maya, from your Mudbox file within Maya. And it's a fairly straightforward process. And what you're going to do is that you're going to extrude a large rectilinear volume. We're going to do some solid modeling basically. We're going to do a Boolean difference operation, and we're going to use your closed model, and your model has to be closed because it's solid modeling, which means they have to be solid and closed. And we're going to create a rectilinear volume that we're going to use to cut this into a relief, to bring this into like a relief. So let's go. This is going to go, this is fairly straightforward. So we have our model here, and I'm going to go into my top window, a block, a square block, and you want to make sure that it's big, nice and big, okay, and wider than your model, so we go there, and we'll make sure that it's much higher, like so. Okay, and now we're going to use our W key to place it, and we're going to drag it back here, like so. I want it to be behind the ears, like so, and I'm going to hit the E key so I can rotate it, like so, because that's the part that I want to capture. I'm going to use my W key here because I want to capture the ear in my design, and I want to check to make sure that every part of the model is contained within this. And let's take a look at this. You can see how that's contained, and that'll be the relief. Okay, and so with that done, now's the time to do our Boolean operation. And what we want to do, we want to select our object that we want to cut from, and then we hold down the Shift key, select the object that we want to cut with, and then we come up to our mesh menu and do a mesh booleans. In this case, we're going to do a Boolean difference. Okay, and we select that, and it's going to start the Boolean operation, and as you can see here, it's beginning to calculate. I'm going to pause it while it calculates that. Okay. When the Boolean operation is successful, you get a result that's like this, and you get your model front, and in the back here is a flat polygonal plane, which you now have. You have your flat back that you can incorporate or use as the basis for a relief composition. I'm going to hit undo. I'm going to bring back my block here, and I'm going to show you how, like, if I wanted to, I could take this, my W key, move this up like so, and I could capture a more shallow version. I'm sort of losing the ears in this composition. It's a little bit more shallow, and I can rotate it a little bit, and I could have something that looked like that. Okay, and we'd have something that was more like just like a captured face there, and you could use a W key right there to see how far back you could take it, right there before you hit the ears, and that would give you a chin version that you could use, so you could Boolean it at that point. Also note that you could take your object, and let's be careful here because we want to make sure that we get the eyes in this composition when we do this. And I'm going to get these because we want to get that whole assembly. And from here, if we rotated it like so, you could get a composition where it was in sort of a 3/4 view for your relief. if you wanted to do something like that, and then you could take this and push that back like so. And here, if you want to capture that, you know that you're going to have to sort of do like this, and let's rotate this to make sure that we get that part in the bottom and capture that like that. And now that we've done that, and let's move this back a little bit like so. And this neck is almost coming out of our composition there like so. And now we could take these, oops, right here I want to push this up a little bit like that. And so here we sort of have like almost like a 3/4 view, right? And now we could take that and do a mesh Boolean difference on that. And it's going to take a second for that to calculate. I'll pull. Okay, this is almost complete. And we're going to check out our result. Oh, and look at that. That is beautiful. Look at that. That gives us like a, almost like a, that gives us 3/4 relief of the head that we can use for casting. So you can have a lot of fun setting up your relief using this simple workflow. And remember, as long as this is an inherent solid, you can then incorporate it into other solid relief compositions, and as long as there are intersections, between this and the backing, you have a lot of creative freedom in how you actually go about creating your backing plate and how you approach that and make that a part of your sculptural composition. And so that covers that. The next tutorial series for this project will discuss how to scale it properly and to check and pull some volumetric information for your 3D printing and mold making. Okay, and that concludes this tutorial.